Hi guys, CivilianSnowman here. Today I'm reviewing Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and as you know I'm wanting to review the whole Terminator franchise before Terminator Salvation is released. So full disclosure, Terminator 2 is in fact my favourite film of all time, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about it. Terminator 2 for me is the epitome of everything an action film should be. It has brains, heart, character and a resounding message. In terms of a sequel to the original 1984 Terminator film, it is one of the greatest sequels ever made, up there with, say, The Godfather Part 2 or Aliens, which was also directed by James Cameron. And I think after T2 it becomes abundantly clear that James Cameron knows how to make a sequel, because he did this with Alien as well, but he amps up the action, but not in a shallow way, like let's put bums on seats kind of way. He does it in a sense that he doesn't want to make the same film twice. Like when he made Aliens, he didn't want to make a rehash of Alien 1, and when he did T2, he didn't just want to remake T1, he wanted to amp it up, and it works brilliantly well. Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor, who in the first film was nothing more than a damsel in distress, although she was played well by Linda Hamilton because she's a good actress, she becomes the best character in the Terminator franchise in my opinion. She completely does a 180 from the character that she was in the first film. Now she's a badass mercenary type who is more dangerous than the machines themselves. She has John Connor, he's now, I think he's supposed to be 10 years old, played by Edward Furlong, who some people will know from American History X, but she's protective obviously over him, but it's like she's training him as well at the same time, and he doesn't quite realise it as a kid because she blew up a computer factory while she was training him as a child, and she got committed to a mental institution, which is where she spends the first half of Terminator 2. And he goes to live with his foster parents. John Connor himself, Edward Furlong, does an okay job. He could come across as being a bit whiny, but to be honest, I can see him growing up to be Christian Bale's character in Terminator Salvation, judging by what I've seen from the trailers. So I don't have a problem with Edward Furlong's performance, although I know a lot of people do. Arnold Schwarzenegger returns as the T-800, just the bog standard sort of Terminator that comes back to protect John Connor from the T-1000, played brilliantly by Robert Patrick, in a role that I think is one of the most iconic of the 90s. And I mean, seeing him as the most sinister villain, or one of the most sinister villains ever committed to screen, is just, it's heartwarming. I mean, in an action film, to get a villain that is so evil, but I mean, the coldness in his eyes and the cat-like reflexes and body language, it is all spot on. I think Robert Patrick does a brilliant job. As I've already mentioned, James Cameron's directing amps up everything. Everything has a blue, I think he used blue filters to give it that SWAT team sort of movie look to it, and it works really well. The action is very well paced. There's an action scene exactly where it needs to be, and in between there is tension and character development and story, which is sadly lacking from a lot of modern action films. I mean, look at Quantum of Solace. That is one action scene after another without any character development or tension in between the action scenes, and it does not work. It is a bad film because of it. Whereas a film like Terminator 2, where you have brilliant action, brilliantly staged action and choreographed action, well paced, it makes all the difference, to me anyway. As far as movies go, Terminator 2 was a quantum leap forward for movies in general. It was the first film, in my opinion, to completely and successfully incorporate CGI with live action, and that is of course the T-1000, the Liquid Terminator morphing. James Cameron started this with The Abyss that he directed in the 80s, I forget what year exactly, and he's perfected it with Terminator 2. And in that respect, it is a quantum leap forward for movies. I mean, without Terminator 2, CGI would probably have been hindered and not progressed as quickly as it did. And even though CGI was finding its feet in Terminator 2, the special effects still hold up against some of the crap that's around today. X-Men Origins Wolverine, the CGI in that film is piss poor. And this Terminator, which was made, going on 18 years ago, is absolutely perfect in terms of CGI quality. One of the things I love about this film is the fact that most of the action is, well no, all of the action is done for real. The truck chase with the motorbike, it's all filmed for real, and as yeah, CGI elements as the T-1000 are put in afterwards in post-production, but the actual action on the day is all real, and you feel it, you feel the impact of these action scenes because they are filmed in camera, and that is why I feel that The Dark Knight worked so well. The scenes in that were all done in camera as well, with CGI just used to touch up what was already there. So in that respect, I think that Terminator 2 is brilliant. It didn't rely on CGI, even though it pioneered it, which is a lesson that many filmmakers today could learn from. If you have in fact seen the director's cut of Terminator 2, you'll know that Michael Biehn has a cameo appearance in a dream sequence with Sarah Connor, and he reprises the role of Kyle Reese, obviously. Now, it's little scenes like this that I think cement the greatness of this film, because remember, it is an action film, but it's an action film with brains, and scenes like this just reiterate that. And they are brilliant, and they do not throw off the pacing whatsoever, in my opinion anyway. I got a real kick out of seeing Michael Biehn come back. So I thought that it was very well thought out. He wasn't just putting it for the sake of it. Cameron obviously knew that he wanted Kyle Reese to appear, and how and why, and it's all done to perfection. To sum up, this film is my favourite film of all time. I don't think action films come any better. It is a perfect blend of action, character, story, plot, everything. The script is brilliant. It's written by James Cameron and let's have a look, William Wisher, who had some input on Die Hard 4, which is a shame. But yeah, it completely melds together all the important elements to a very, very good film. And I think I've never seen a film where they are so perfectly married to each other. So in that respect, yes, I think it is an absolutely brilliant film. For anyone who hasn't seen it, what are you doing with your lives? Go watch it. It gets 5 stars from me, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars, whatever. It's my favourite film. It's not the best film ever made, you know. I'm well aware that there are some more culturally significant movies out there, but it's my favourite, and I don't think you can go far wrong with it. So yeah, Terminator 2, check it out. Absolutely brilliant, and thank you for listening. Please rate this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So this is Civilian Snowman. Thanks again. See you later. Bye.